Hi, it's Michael Bezerku, doing from the Black Sea Security Forum. And as you can see, I'm on a chessboard. That's kind of the theme of this forum this year. I can't say where it's being held because it's still ongoing for security purposes. Anyway, instead of writing the summary of day one, basically a lot of discussion about the Black Sea Security Forum. The Atlantic Council is here in strong form. And the main message, I don't know what everyone else got out of it, but what I got out of it is the fragility of the region, number one. And number two is how the world's attention needs to be refocused back on this region. The port of Odessa should be referred to as World Port Odessa. Why? Because a huge proportion of grain that people depend on in homes in Cairo or in Libya or elsewhere come from right here. And Russia has been bombing the port infrastructure here, as well as smaller ports on the Danube River closer to the Moldova border. And of course that interrupts supply. And the question I raise is, hey, boys and girls, if you just deployed some of the muscle to the Black Sea that you deployed to the Red Sea to, protect shipping lanes there, it would be a different picture here. Now that we have that out of the way, a lot of talk about what might happen next, what Russia's intentions are. I can tell you that it's pretty consistent with what I've been saying here to you previously, but also on air. That is that Mr. Putin is intent on expanding Russia's territorial footprint. He's obsessed with Odessa. He would like nothing more than to extend Russian occupation up to here, go onwards, of course, to Moldova, link it up with Transnistria. That's not going to happen. Every analyst you talk to here will tell you that, but they may still try. So right now, sadly, there's a lack of air defense systems. The Ukrainians are going to be running out. These are vitally important because they protect places like Odessa, Kiev, other strategic places. So the world, now Mr. Poroshenko, the former president of Ukraine, also known as the Chocolate King, said yesterday that the US administration needs to give Ukraine everything it needs, but then he said also that Congress needs to make a resolution where it's basically a blank check for Ukraine. Well, that ain't gonna happen. It's a Republican-controlled branch, and also it doesn't fit in with the MAGA strategy. It doesn't fit in with disengagement policy of the Trump administration. That should be about enough for today. I'll do more later and also the following day, but I wanted to give you a summary of kind of the tone here. But the other thing quickly is no one can see the end of the war right now. Oh yeah, and of course June 2nd talks are supposed to be being taken place in Turkey. The Russians have apparently agreed to attend, but the Ukrainians aren't so sure right now. But I spoke to someone who was in Turkey last few days, and they said, yeah, the Turks of course have a huge stake in Black Sea security. However, they don't want to get into something that's not going to turn out as a win. And that makes sense. That's the way they play. And you can't really blame them because whoever guarantees security for any kind of ceasefire, they're on the hook for providing security here if the Russians violate the ceasefire, and that would mean boots on the ground.